Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, an Architect 8 rendition. Now listen, JR, who y'all have heard about a bunch on this channel, sent me a box of blades to check out. This was one of them. It's American made, and here's the deal. Architect uses a couple different OEMs, a couple different things going on. They're a neat company. I mean, that's kind of the only way I know how to put it. They're unique in what they do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tag their website in the description. You can check that out. But this is the Architect 8 in Magnacut. Now, JR always sends me paperwork, and this time I kept it. And as I'm looking at this paperwork, it looks like the handles are somewhat skeletonized. Even though it's full tang, they're a little skeletonized. I don't know how you can be a little skeletonized. They've got cutouts in them, right? I did a lot of work with this yesterday. It seems like their Magnacut is on point. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not one of these big, huge super steel guys that live for it. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their little niche in knife tube. If it's heat treated correctly, if it's sharp, I like it. Y'all know that. I mean, I've done several Architect knives, and if I'm not mistaken, they've all been from JR. I dig the concept. You can go on their website and basically build your knife. Now, this particular knife that we got in hand, JR has been trying to get to me for a while. And we finally got it. He's about as busy a fellow as I've ever seen in my life. The man works incessantly, so I am always appreciative when he sends a box. The overall length on the Architect, I'm reading 13 3/16. That's from the tip to the bottom of the pommel. It's the Architect 8, so one would assume it's an 8-inch blade, but what I'm reading here from the tip to the top of the handle scales is 8 3/16. We have an actual cutting edge of 7 7/16. We have a blade width of 1 inch and 9/16. The blade stock sitting right there at 3/16. The handle scales themselves are 4 3/4. The inner grip, which is the most important to me, is sitting right at 4 1/4. That means damn near any hand on the planet could use it. The handle thickness, I'm reading right at 13/16. It feels really, really good in hand. Now, one thing is this. I believe these are micarta handle scales. I'm looking at the paperwork here. They're micarta handle scales. We have Magnacut. Now, if you watch this video, one of the things that was most impressive to me was how much work this knife could do. And I'll be honest with you, it did some big knife tasks really, really well, but it did several small knife tasks really, really well. It is a drop point. It has a lanyard hole at the bottom of the pommel. It's got some jimping on the bottom, but it's aggressive, so you could use it as a wig splitter as well. It does come with a finger choil. What I like is instead of the running the jimping up from the handle, they line the jimping up about middle of the finger choil, 1.5 inches, 2 inches forward. So the jimping doesn't start on top of the blade until about middle of that choil. So when you go to use it, when you go to choke up, man, your thumb lands perfectly. I like that a lot. Just kind of noticing it. Yesterday, I went over to Kirk's to get some time in, and man, we got 4 or 5 videos done. And here's the deal, guys. I like what Architect's doing. I like the concept. I like that it's American made. I like they're using different steels. I like more than that they come sharp. Thank you, Architect, for doing that. I can't stand when a knife isn't sharp. I mean, it takes a lot of the joy out of doing the review. You know what I'm saying? But when a knife comes nice and sharp, and this has somewhat of a toothy edge. Is that a toothy edge? I believe it is, yeah. It's right before being mirrored. but it still has a little bit of a toothy edge. And for what I do, I like that a lot. I really do. The handle, because if you can't hold it, you can't use it. The handle really contours to my hand very well. Everything is really nice and chamfered. We did some stabbing, no hot spots and no slip. That's a big thing. A lot of the stabbing is the no slip portion of it. It comes with, it looks like orange G10 liners. Now I'm cutting a piece of paper while I'm talking to y'all, and I haven't done anything with it. I mean, we used it quite a bit yesterday. It's still got a hellacious edge. Sailed through the zip ties. Now, haven't said this in a video or two, and I usually say it everyone. The zip tie test is not to see if it can cut zip ties. Any knife that we review had better be able to cut zip ties. But zip ties do put a unique amount of pressure on certain parts of the blade. So I do that to see if it rolls, to see if it chips, to see if it does anything. No problem. I really feel like they've got their heat treat dialed in, not just because of that. We batoned through this, knotted up, dried out board. Kirk is going to do some chopping here in a little bit on a piece of oak. We used it quite a bit. Kirk jumped in on this one, and I was glad he did. I can always tell when he wants to mess with a knife, because he'll go and pick it up and look at it and whittle a little bit, and he'll put it down and he'll go and pick it up and look. And he's welcome to be any part of the video he wants. Having him help me on these things is amazing. So we got a lot of videos done yesterday. And what I was going to say is this. Tomorrow, June 24th, marks my 5th year anniversary on YouTube. So we're going to lay it down. We're going to flood it all week with all kind of content, and we got a lot done. You see the balance point there. The only thing that this knife did not do, and it's the spine. It doesn't have a 90-degree spine, although it wouldn't take but about 5 or 10 minutes with a file, and you could get one. It shaves fat wood like a dream. And let me address this part too. If I'm ever in that mystical survival situation, I hope I'm not. I hope I stay prepared enough and have enough of a skill set, which I'm working on, that it's not a quote unquote survival. But if I'm at a point where I've really got to start a fire, if you don't think I wouldn't use the edge of this thing and just shoot straight down to throw a flamethrower's worth of sparks, you crazy. Now, is that ideal? No. That would be an extreme, hey, I've gotten wet, we've got some exposure, something like that. But for the sake of a video, I'm not going to do it. One, it's not my knife. Two, it's just not a practice to be in. And I don't think it would hurt this knife at all. I really don't. I think it's done very, very well. I think I've reviewed 3, maybe 4 of these, and they have been consistent. Now, the thing, when we talk about consistency, Kirk is the picture of consistency. One, he spends every day in the woods, every day. He's spent the past 25, 26 years surveying and that kind of thing, wetlands, doing all kind of stuff out in the wetlands. So he uses a knife or a machete daily. That's the other reason I like when Kirk jumps in these things. The other thing is he's ambidextrous. He's taught himself to chop with both hands. He really enjoyed the knife, comfortable in hand. You notice we didn't have any deflection, and that's a piece of oak. I mean, that's just solid core center oak. No damage to the edge whatsoever. And I'll be honest with you, I know I've said this a couple times, but there's just something about the way an architect feels. They feel really, really nice in hand. They're light, they're balanced, they're sharp. They do a great job on it, right? Now, I will put a link in the description to Architect Knives, and you can go get a feel over there for what all you can get, what all the options. As far as the knife itself goes, very minimal billboarding. It has AK8 with Magnacut under it on one side, and then it has a little scribe on the other side, like a compass protractor type thing on the other side, which is their logo. Guys, I love this knife. Now watch this. It had no problem with that rope. And that rope is an edge killer. This knife did as well as any knife I've ever tried on that shit right there. I mean, it ran through it. And that's attributed to a little bit of that toothy edge. I can tell you that. I mean, it just sailed through it. Guys, listen. There was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. That's why here on my channel, I focus on the number 0. Anything under 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. Man, you got a place here. Guys, I back the blue. I'm not arguing about it because I'm not shoving it down your throat. It's just something I believe in. Finally, if you are an addict, and I am, never quit quitting. JR, brother, thank you so much for sending this box. It's been a great one. We've got a few more knives to go. This is the Architect 8 in Magnacut. Guys, I'm Scab. You're not. Man, y'all have a great week. We gone, son. Woo!